advanced Java, multi-threading, and collections. So these are the various batches I taught. And this is the fourth batch I am teaching for a design pattern. So the prerequisite about this course is to have the core Java knowledge. The design pattern is something, some best practices someone has implemented already. So it is not mandatory that design patterns you have to implement only using Java. You can do implementation of design patterns using Python, .NET, any other language also. But our background is core Java, so I'm going to explain the design pattern implementation using core Java. So the prerequisite for this course is to have the core Java knowledge. Okay. So before going into further details, I just wanted to ask you guys, uh, is my voice clear and you're able to see my screen?
Yes, clear.
Yeah. Thank you. So the prerequisite is core Java. So in core Java, I think you may not be master in core Java, some of you guys, right? But at least like if you have a good knowledge of core Java, like what is a class, what is the object, how to create a class, what is exception, what is a thread, etc. Some high level overview also, that's good. We are going to write a code every day. So we are going to look at all this, like what is a design pattern, how design pattern solve the problem, how to select a design pattern, how to use a design pattern, what are the types. So basically the different types of design patterns are creational, structural, behavioral. Okay, so this is a general. So in the creational, singleton, abstract factory, factory method, and prototype. And coming to structural design pattern, adapter, bridge, composite, decorator. I mean, whatever it is shown here. And in the behavior, so we see chain of responsibility, command, interpreter, iterator, mediator, memento, observer, state, strategy, template. So once we are done with this creational structural behavior, I will also teach you some of the microservice design patterns. Nowadays, we are using microservices, right? So these are the most frequently asked microservice design patterns. So API gateway, Saga, distributed per service, distributed tracing, circuit breaker, and service discovery pattern. And once these are also done, I am going to explain what is solid design principles. So design pattern is different and design principles are different. So solid principles, in the solid, S stands for single responsibility, O stands for open closed principle, L stands for list cow substitution principle, I stands for interface segregation principle, D stands for dependency injection, which we use in the Spring. So we are also going to discuss about this solid design principles. So, and the duration of the course is 45 days and the fee is 5,000. So the way teaching would happen for this is it's not a theory, guys. I will explain everything, like every design pattern by writing a code. So when I say writing the code, I will be writing the code in front of you guys. Like now in the next 2 or 3 days, you are going to see how the coach training would happen. So I will write the code in front of you guys and I will explain why am I writing each line of code and how does that design pattern will work. So that is what we are going to look at. And I'll be sharing the notes and the code, whatever I am writing and whatever the notes I've prepared for this each design pattern, I'll be sharing that also with you guys. So before going into any further details, any questions on the course content?
So are you going to have hands-on as well on microservices design pattern as well?
Yes, I am going to explain one of the see microservice. You may not create complete big microservices, but I can explain like one of the insurance project where see, if you go for a insurance, so there are different microservices, right? Like a document whenever you pay insurance renewal or first time you are taking one PDF, they will be getting it to your email, right? Like saying that you have paid this much premium, correct? So, and you may also get a notification, right? So, document management is one service, notification is another service, and the main service would be calling these services. So, we create one or two or three microservices, and I will explain this how the API gateway or distributed tracing is happening across these three microservices. And the same thing you can implement it to the bigger one also. Hope that answers your question. The one who asked.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Any other question, guys?
So this fee 5,000 is including of recording videos.
Yes, yes, correct. I think you will be
So how
getting
much?
6 months or 1 year duration. I don't know exactly like how, I mean, I can get it, the information from admin and I'll let you know, guys. But minimum 6 months to 1 year. You will have the access to those videos. Okay, I hope I'm like without any question, like let's get started. Some of the, see, as I mentioned, I have taught the previous batches too, right? This is the fourth batch. You can see for each and every design pattern, I create a package like abstract factory, bridge, builder, chain of responsibility, command, composite, decorator, flyweight, interpreter, mediator, memento, observer, prototype. Like for uh, uh, every design pattern. So we are going to create a package. I'm going to write a code, and in front of you guys, I'm going to explain. Okay. And when it comes to the usage, so all these design patterns we may not use it in real-time project. It's like in a single project you may not use all this, but wherever it is possible to explain you guys with a real-time functionality, like for example, where the singleton design pattern is used. Correct. In Java itself, we use the singleton design pattern. So where do we use singleton design pattern in Java or in real time projects? Where do we use? And wherever that is applicable, I'm going to explain that too. So can someone tell me, like, if you know, we'll get started with the singleton. If you know, where do we use a singleton design pattern in Java? When I say in the Java, so Java, when you download Java gets installed on your machine, correct? So Java internally has some classes, right? Object class, collection, array list, linked list, all these classes we have, right? String, Boolean. So can someone tell me what is a singleton class in the Java?
So it will create a single copy of object.
Yes.
Whenever you create one more object, the reference will be point to previous
No,
object.
so that is what singleton design pattern definition. I'm asking what is the example that implements the singleton design pattern in Java. When I say in Java, in the sense, when you download Java, all the predefined classes will come, right? What are
You
the
can say
predefined classes of Java? Like object class, string class, integer class, and all, right? So likewise, is there any class in Java that follows the singleton design pattern?
we can take a string.
Can't you
Like
create a
string
string
pool.
object?
Sorry.
String pool, do you have a class called string pool?
Uh, like if we declare string without using new keyword, the value will be stored in string pool, right? So that's how it will create a single copy.
Okay, that's a string literal, that's a different. But is there any other class? I'm talking about a class. How like let's see, my way of teaching would be interactive session, guys. Like some tutors will do like they'll explain entire thing and at the end they open for questions. But I don't prefer that. I prefer the interactive sessions, guys. Okay. So now let me ask you one question. Like how you invoke a garbage collection in Java? How you
It will
invoke
automatically
garbage?
invoke, sir.
Yeah, but there is some way to invoke also. Does anyone know how to invoke garbage collection in Java? Do you know what is in the system.out.println? What is system?
This is
Is
a
it a class?
class.
Yeah, it's a class, right? Let's go to this class. So I'll show you like, see, am I opening the system.class? Is this created by me or it is provided by Java?
Provided by Java.
Yeah. So I'm able to see the Java source code, correct? I'll tell you like how to see this also, but let's wait for some time. So in this one, do you see one method called GC?
Yes, sir.
So this runs the garbage collector in the Java virtual machine. So if you want to invoke the garbage collection, what is the way? You can call system.gc. System.gc. System is a class, and what is a GC? GC is a method name and it's a static method. So can I call the static method using a class name?
Yes, we can.
So that is the one. So system.gc is one way to invoke the garbage collection. So you will get to know why am I teaching this one. Just wait for a minute. Invoke the garbage collection. So there is another way also. This is one way. There is another way also. There is a class called runtime in Java. See, runtime. Do you see there is a class called runtime in Java? Right? It's a class. Can I create an object of this class?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a class. It's a normal class. So I can let's try to create runtime r equal to new runtime. See, I am getting some compilation error. Let's see what is the compilation error. The constructor runtime is not visible. What does it mean?
I think parameterized constructor is present for this.
Let's see. Do you have anything? No, we have a constructors, but it is all string and all, correct? Now let's go to this class and see. What do you have?
Private constructor.
Yeah, when there is a private constructor, can you create can this constructor will be called outside of a class? Private means it is only within the class, correct? If the constructor is having a private keyword, what does it mean? No one can create a object of this class outside, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that means only within the class they have to create a object. See, that is the one. The first line in the class you have see runtime. It's a class name. Current runtime. It's a reference variable equal to new runtime. That means object is created within the class. Now, can someone create a object outside of the class like this? No. Correct. But how do
No.
you get the object? There are some static methods to get this current runtime. See, if I want to get an object, what should I do? Can I call this get runtime method? It's a static method. I can use a runtime dot get runtime. And what it is returning? Current runtime. What is a current runtime? It's an object of this class, correct? So if I call this runtime dot get runtime. So am I getting an object? Yes or no? By calling this get runtime method, what is the get runtime method is returning? It is returning current runtime. What is this current runtime? It's a object of this runtime class. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So here what is happening? Here I am not able to create a object, but if you want an object, you are calling this get runtime. So get this runtime class is the one which is a example of singleton design pattern in Java. One of there are many classes, but one of the example is runtime class is the one which follows the singleton design pattern. For example, you see whenever you call a constructor, am I able to create a object? See, there is only one constructor, correct? See, this is only one constructor. See, don't let anyone else instantiate this class. So, what is happening? Anyone can, if for example, if I want to create a object of this runtime class, can I create it? No, because the constructor is private, right? So, in order to create a singleton design pattern, or entire application should have only one object of the class. In order to do that, you need to have a private constructor. Why to have a private constructor? Example, I will explain all of those. But one example that singleton design pattern is following in Java is runtime class. So likewise, wherever there is a possibility, I am going to explain like what is a class that is following a observer design pattern in Java, or wherever there is a real-time application, I am going to show you those examples also. Hope this makes sense.
Yes, sir.
Any other persons have any questions? Guys, make it as an interactive session. Even if you provide wrong answer, also not a problem. We are here to learn, right?
Sir, we are getting the black screen again.
Yeah, yeah. So I am just looking at a controls like who is trying to speak, etc. Okay, so it will be on and off, Simhadri. Okay, I assume that no questions. So let's create. So I'm going to create a new workspace. So today I'll get started with the singleton design pattern, guys, and we'll continue. I just created a workspace 04 singleton design pattern, and I'm opening the workspace. I would say Eclipse would be better, or you can do with the IntelliJ also. IDE doesn't matter where you do, whether you write in a Spring Tool suite or Eclipse or IntelliJ or NetBeans, whatever it is. IDE doesn't matter. The code will always be the same. So I'm creating a new Java project. Yeah. See, create new other, select Java project. Yeah, design patterns 04 because this is the fourth batch I'm teaching. So I'm putting the Java runtime as 1.8 only, but you can keep 11 or 20, whatever it is. Okay, click next, click on finish. Okay, so the Java project is created. Now I will create a, so SRC folder is created. Let me create a package com dot Vikram, which is my name, dot singleton. So I just created, the package name should be small name in Java. So that's the reason I've written all this simple. Now let me create a class. Singleton design pattern. Yeah, hope it is visible now, right? The size and everything. Okay. So it's a singleton design pattern, guys. So let me create one more class called main class. I just created a class. I did not write any code. So I'm just creating one more class called main class. So in this one, let's write main method. Now what I will do, see, I am trying to explain singleton. So let's do copy. This is a class name s1 equal to new singleton. Okay, s1 dot hash code. Now I am trying to print sys out s1 dot hash code. So hash code will give you, if the two objects are same, the hash code may same or may not same, which we will see later. But let's see for time being. Now here, so if you look at, guys, I just created singleton design pattern. It's a class. It's just a class. I do not have anything inside this. Now what I'm trying to do from main class, I'm creating singleton design pattern s1 equal to new singleton. This one object, this is one object. Now if I try to run this program, what is the output, guys? From line number 7 and one line number 10. Is the hash codes will be same or different?
Different.
So if it is different, what does it mean? Are they two different
Two
objects or
separate
same
objects.
object? Two separate objects. Okay, let's run the program. See, the hash code is something different. It's a number. Now the question, sir, from where does this hash code is coming? In the singleton design pattern, do I have the hash code method?
No, sir.
Do I have the hash
Object
code method here?
object code.
No.
No. So if I do not have a hash code, from where, from someone answered that it's coming from object class. Why it is coming from object class? I don't have any inheritance, right?
By default for
By
all
default, all
classes.
classes will inherit object class in
Yeah.
Java.
You don't, though you do not have extends keyword, for all the classes, the parent class is object class. Now let's go to object class. See, in order to look at the predefined Java code, you need to do Control Shift T. I repeat, see, this singleton design pattern.java is written by me. Main class dot Java is written by me. Object class, is it written by me?
No.
Object class. So it is provided by Java creators, correct? So it comes with whenever you download the Java, the object class or string class or boolean or integer, these classes comes with a Java installation. Now, how do you see that Java code of those? So you need to do Control Shift T and then write whatever the class you want. Object. The object class is in which package?
Java lang.
Java.lang.
So do you see that here? The package name java.lang.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So
Yes,
click.
sir.
See what is the package? Package is java.lang. Are you able to see the source code of the object class?
Yes.
And now, what are we searching for? Hash code, correct? So look at here, hash code. Hash code is a method, so that is the reason we are calling this. See, whenever you try to do object name followed by method name, then what it will do first, it will check whether this hash code method is present in this singleton design pattern class or not. In this example, it is not there. Then it will search for what is the parent of this class. For this class, the parent is object class. Now it will go to the object class method. Now it's a native method. Native method means the implementation is present in the inside the JVM. So that's the reason you don't see the implementation here. Because whenever you install the Java, separate installation will be there for Windows, separate installation will be there for Linux, separate installation will be there for what you call Mac, correct? So that is the reason we call JVM is platform dependent, but Java is platform independent, right? So now, so that means now, if I am getting two different hash codes, what does it mean? I
Two
create
objects are different.
two objects are created, and but what is the singleton design pattern means? I did not explain, but what do you think? As the name, what is the name suggests? Singleton design pattern means
Single
Single object is
object.
throughout application only one object should be
one
present.
object.
But I just now created, I did not write any code, but I just try to create an object. I'm able to get the two objects. That means, am I fulfilling the singleton design pattern of purpose?
No,
No.
because hash codes are different.
Yeah. So that means I'm breaking the singleton, right? Now. So that means what is the problem is here? It is happening. If you are, see here, I do not have any constructor, correct? But everyone is able to create a object like this. Now I don't want anyone to create a object outside of the class. Then what should I do? Here, generally, if you don't mention anything, what would have happened here internally? There will be a constructor like this, correct? Even if you don't mention anything, can I say I will have a default constructor,
Yes.
which is public. So since because of this public constructor, others are able to create a object like this. Hence, they are getting a new object. Now, if I want to have a single object, then what should I do? The first thing I should do is I should not allow anyone, any other class to create a object of this class. Agree?
Yes, sir.
I repeat the statement. The problem here is in line number 7 and in line number 10, I'm getting a two different hash code. That means I'm getting a two objects. Now I should not allow anyone to create a object like this. So what should I do? I should should make the constructor as a private constructor. When I create a private constructor, immediately you see there is a compilation error, correct? What does it mean? If there is a compilation error means, why am I getting a compilation error?
We cannot initiate the singleton design pattern class, right?
Yeah. So I'm getting a compilation error first of all. Why am I getting a compilation error?
Tier 2 objects are getting
You
created, so
declare
that's
the
why.
private constructor, right?
Yeah, the constructor is private. Whenever the constructor is private, can someone create anything? Like for example, leave about the constructor. If I write a method M1, so let's try to. So if I make the method as a private, what is the accessibility of a private method or private variable?
Within the class only.
Within the
Within the
class,
class, same
correct?
class.
Yeah. Can anyone outside access this M1 method outside of the class?
No.
No. That is for
Sir,
method. Sorry.
Vikram sir, in Java we have a reflection API, na? So can we
I'll
use
I'll
that?
come to that. Let's wait. Just wait for some time. I'll explain all of those. Okay. So, so anything that is declared as a private, you can access only within the class. So I can hear my voice. Can someone go on mute, please? Rajesh? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So now similarly, the constructor is made as private. So that means, can you create a object of this class from outside of a class? No. That means you are not allowing. The first problem is earlier the problem was you are allowing everyone to create a object. But now by making the constructor as private, you are limiting that. Done. Now, but you are not allowing anyone. But how do they get the object? So you have to create an object within the class, correct? So let's create s equal to new singleton. Done. Now, how do I see here now? I by writing a private constructor, I am not allowing anyone. But how do I pass this object? See, I am not able to create an object. I will not be able to create a object. Yes, because there is a private constructor. But how should, so whenever you have a private constructor, what you need to do? You can call the constructor only within the class. So that is the reason I have written singleton design pattern s equal to new singleton design pattern. That means I created one object within the class. Done. Now, if someone is trying to access this, want the object of this class, then how should I do? What should I do? Write some method, correct? Get instance. Get instance method. Now this instance method should return this object, correct? Singleton. So let's make it as a public. And then I will say return s, correct? Now, can I access this method here? Here, see, get instance. Now, I have created an object within the class case. Now, if someone wants the object of this class, they cannot create because the constructor is private. They want the object. So in order to return the object, what you can do in Java, you can write a method and method can return some object, correct? So I have written this method. But whenever I'm trying to call this method, what is this method, guys? Is it an instance method or static method or abstract
Instance
method?
method. Instance.
It is non-static method.
So it's a non-static or instance method, I would say.
Instant method.
Whenever there is a non-static method, you can also call it as an instance method. How do you invoke the instance method?
Using the object of the class.
Same
Yeah.
statement.
So if I want to use this, I need to create an object, but am I able to create an object?
No.
So that means it's a deadlock situation, correct?
Yes.
I repeat the question again. So why did we create this get instance method? So since the constructor is private, you created an object. Now, if anybody requiring this object, then you create a method, get instance method, and you return this object. But this method is instance. In order to call this in method also, you need an object. Can you create an object? No. That means I am not able to create access that method. Now, what is the way I should do? In Java, is there any way that I can call a method without an object?
Directly call static methods, right? With class
Yeah.
name.
So instead of making it as a instance method,
Static
what do? You can make this method as a static method. So a static method in Java is the one which can be called without an object, correct? With a class name. So now can I call, instead of creating a new, can I call singleton pattern dot get instance,
Yeah.
right? Now can I use the same thing here also? Now what I'm trying to do? See here two times
Yes.
singleton dot get instance I called, I got one S1, singleton dot get instance, I got S2. Now let's see whether two hash codes are different or same, correct? Will it now you guys tell me, will it be same or different?
Same. Same.
Let's run the program and see. There is some issue. What is the issue? Yeah. So here there is a compilation issue. What is the compilation issue, guys? Tell me.
The line number 5, we are not declared any static, right?
Yeah. So from a static method, you can access only static
Static.
variables, correct? So you have to make this variable as static, correct? Yeah. Let's run the program. See, did I get the same hash code or different hash code?
Same only.
Same.
Same hash code. If the same, see, if the hash code is same, it may objects may or may not be same, correct? But in our example, am I getting a two objects or one object? In my example,
Two.
did we create only one object or two objects?
Two objects.
No, you're calling what you're calling get instance method. Get instance method is going where? Here. Inside this method, are you creating any object? Are you creating a new
No.
object inside the get instance method?
No.
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 What you're doing, you're returning S. What is this S? Here it is there. So this line of code will be executed at what time, guys? Whenever you create get instance method, will this line be executed, or when the class loaded, this will be executed?
In a class loading
While
only.
loading the class itself, it will
So
get
that
As it
means,
is static, it will.
yeah, since it's a static variables and static methods will be loaded during the class load time. That means during the runtime itself, this class will be loaded. At that time, this line number 5 will execute. So that means line number 5 will execute only one time. But you can call this get instance method 100 times. So every time it will give the same object, correct? It will not create a new object. Agree?
Yes.
Even if I call third time s3 dot hash code, is it giving the same object that is already created? Or is it giving a new object?
Same object.
If it is a
new
new
object.
object, hash code would have been different. Agree?
Yes. Yes, sir.
How do you know whether it's the same object or a different object? If the hash code is different, for sure the objects are different, correct? If the hash code is same, the objects may or may not be same. But if the hash code is different, objects are surely different, correct? Right? So now that means what is a prerequisite to follow the singleton design pattern? Singleton design pattern means throughout the object, only one class, throughout the entire container, only one object should be present. So the first prerequisite is if you want to create a singleton design pattern, you have to make the constructor as private. By making the constructor as private, what do? You are not allowing anyone to create an object outside of the class. Now, and then, since you are not able to create object outside of a class, you are writing line number 5 within, you are creating object within the class. Now, once you create it, why do you have this get instance method? To return the instance. Now, why this method is static? Because if it is an instance, you need an object, but outside of this class, you cannot create an object because of this private constructor. So that's the reason you make the constructor as, get instance method as static. And what is it mandatory that I should the method name as get instance only? Is it mandatory that I should
Not
make?
needed. Not needed.
Can I
No,
write
sir.
Vikram as a method name? Yes, I
Yes.
can write, right? Method name can be anything. But generally, see, why do we use this get instance? That means by using this method, you are getting an instance. It's a meaningful name, correct? Right? So, so likewise, so there is something like there are different ways to break the design pattern, like using reflection, using serialization, deserialization, everything. So which I am going to continue in the tomorrow class, guys. So the demo classes will be there till Monday or Tuesday, guys. So you can continue to listen to these classes for free. And if you like the way I teach, you can enroll for the course. I mean, don't worry about the enrollment at this point of time. You just listen to the classes 1 or 2 days. And if you think that I'm explaining better and it is adding some value to your learning, then only enroll for the course. And the teaching would be the same, guys. Like I prefer practical teaching rather than the theory. Any questions?
Vikram sir, there are some types I have seen under singleton. Are we going to discuss all those also? Like sir,
What
eager,
types?
lazy,
Yeah.
eager
So this
loading,
is nothing
lazy.
but eagerly initialization only. This itself is line number 5. It's, see here, if you are not using this class anywhere, but still it will create an object, correct? For example, See, what is the eager initialization? See here, whenever, for example, you are you have written a code like this, but is in your entire application, no one is calling this get instance method. Then what will happen? Whether someone is calling or not, during the loading time itself, it will create a object, correct? That itself is called eager initialization. So lazy means, I mean, that I am going to explain in the upcoming sessions, maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow. So which will cover
So,
everything. Like there are different ways: lazy initialization, eager initialization, double check the locking, and you can break the singleton design pattern with multiple steps also, which we are going to discuss that also.
I think, sir.
Yeah,
sir, Vikram sir, suppose like in Spring Boot we are having auto varying concept like where we can inject object. So if here suppose if there is only one object, there are multiple people can access the same object. If one person made the changes to object, it will reflect to other also, right? Other classes also.
yes.
So what where we can use this? So what is the
Yeah,
purpose?
so that is what I say, as I mentioned, today only we started, right? First learn the design pattern, then I will tell you where to use and when to use. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Sir, one more question, sir. That's it, sir.
yeah. Go ahead.
Line number 5, sir. You are creating the S is equal new singleton gen pattern. Every time class is a loading, right? It is creating the new object only, right? Even
Correct.
the
Yes,
there is
that
a
is also
problem
that is
with
a problem with a lazy initialization. So what do you do is when someone calls this method, then only you create a object that is called eager initialization, sorry, lazy initialization.
okay.
Okay, s equal to new. But here also, whenever everyone calls this get instance method, the object will be created. That's also a problem, correct? We will write the
Yes, yes.
code, so which we
Okay.
will see. Okay,
Since
so
your name Karthik, sir, Vikram.
so it's Vikram.
Okay.
So suppose if
Your
you
good
run
name,
this
please.
entire
The
Uh,
one
uh,
who are
Rajesh, sir. Actually,
Rajesh. Yeah, yeah, I'll Rajesh will admin will talk to you offline.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
so
So
suppose if you run
that's
any project, like if any static are present in the project, it will be executed first, right? Whether it is object creation or variables, something.
mm, it depends on whether it's a static or instance. Static will be loaded during the class loading time. If it is an instance, when you create an object, only it happens.
Now we have run this project now. So this uh,
No, I did not
yes,
run the
yes.
project. I just run the class. Project is different and class is different. Okay. So I'll take up your questions. I'm on time. So I'll take up your questions in the tomorrow class. So please join at the same time. Like today, since it's the first class, I was uh what do you mean? Like I was putting only 45 minutes and 10 minutes waiting. So I request you guys to join on time tomorrow. Yeah, sure. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining.